What's going on, everyone? It's time for another horror film review. Today we're going to continue on with the Conjuring universe, and we're going to talk about Annabelle. Don't mind the cat purring noises, and let's get to it. It was released by New Line Cinema October 3rd, 2014. It was written by Larry Duberman, produced by Peter Safran and James Wan, directed by John L. Leonotti, who did other films like Wish Upon, did The Silence that was on Netflix, Wolves at the Door, and The Butterfly Effect 2 has box office earnings of over $257.6 million. So, and the story of Annabelle, well, it's not it's supposed to be like the Ed and Lorraine Warren's backstory of Annabelle the doll. This is actually a Raggedy Ann doll, not the evil porcelain thing that's in the movies, but yeah. But it tells you the story of a nice Christian, I think it's like a Christian couple who basically their neighbors get murdered by members of the Charles Manson clan, and they almost get murdered themselves. But Annabelle kills herself. The psycho woman kills herself, and some of the blood drips into this doll, possessing the doll, and ends up causing hauntings throughout their home. So the couple moves to a new apartment, and strangely the hauntings continue, and then torments them to the point of exhaustion. They have no idea how to end it until the girlfriend or the wife or whatever meets someone who may actually have some help and help liberate their and help make their lives more comfortable at the end. So overall, this is your pretty standard horror film. There's your tons of jump scares and creep out moments and stuff. It's not as well shot as The Conjuring, but it was still pretty nicely shot for the most part. It definitely has some of my favorite creepy moments in it and stuff, where you have like the older Annabelle girl, where you just see like the long black hair just looking down into the crib and stuff, and when she's not looking and things like that. And also has one of my favorite scare shots where it's a young girl's running, and then the door closes slightly, and then it's all of a sudden the older version coming at her. That was a cool shot and stuff. Story wise is pretty standard for a haunted house, haunted doll type of film. Wasn't really reinventing anything or anything like that. It was pretty, they stuck to the safe zone for that, and didn't really push it or anything. They did have some amusing shots in it, some stupid character moments and things like that, and the ending was a little ridiculous. But overall, it's still an entertaining, spooky, fun film. It's by no means the greatest movie out there, but it was still amusing. And overall, I just thought it was just, they kind of played it a little too safe with this one. So it was a little bit of a letdown after how good The Conjuring was. So, but it was still creepy in its own right and has some good scares here and there, but definitely seems almost like an Insidious film a bit too. So, but yeah. So that's what I thought about Annabelle. Anyways, it's nothing too much to write a poem about. So I'm going to give Annabelle a 3.5 out of 5. It was decent enough, but doesn't live up to the Conjuring standards. So, but still, it's still an amusing, good, dark, spooky horror film watch. And Annabelle still is above most of the paranormal type of horror junk that comes out. Like if you watch Ouija or any of that, Annabelle is way up top above those. So at least you have that. It's by far not the worst out there. So yeah. I'm going to give Annabelle a 3.5 out of 5. And yeah, I'll link the trailer down below. Or if I can find the full film where you watch it for free, I'll link it down below so you can check that out. Also link down below is my Instagram, so I was post clips of films I'm going to review in the future, all my stories, the film title, hashtag and subject of film, and the hashtag so you're aware of it. And also link down below is my Letterbox to date reviews. That's where I post my first star rating after watching the film. So follow me on one of those two platforms, stay with this channel. Like this video, share it so more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. Also, if you have any other films or film franchise in any genre, hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. Also, let me know what your favorite Conjuring film is down below as well. That'll be cool. And yeah, but that's it for this one. Make sure you subscribe. Hopefully we'll find something weird, obscure, and odd that I probably never thought of checking out together. And also so you hear my opinions on popular films that have come out, somewhat like this. classic films and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, I'm going to do The Conjuring 2. I'm going to do them in order as they come out, as they came out. So Conjuring 2 is next. So make sure you tune in for that and watch out for all those haunted dolls causing nightmares to our children. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.